Hello there, beautiful internet and amazing creatures of the beyond. I am back. I am alive. But this is not what this session is about. Um, I had a bit of time off because of health reasons, but I'm okay right now. What do I mean by I like things live? Well, basically, imagine somebody performing live on in front of an audience. Uh, would you rather go to a concert where people sing sincerely out of their own throat? Or would you go to one of those shows where they put a playback cassette in in a device and they just mimic the sounds of the lyrics, and it's just fake. It doesn't feel natural. But when you go to somebody that do things live there on the scene, you feel the performance, you feel the person, you feel the art, and it's so exhilarating. And it's also interesting in the sense that you have that connection with the performer, with the artist, because he's sharing a unique moment with you. He's singing in that moment for you. And this applies to everything, not just music. Music is just a bit more easier to put in perspective than other fields. But let's think about, I don't know, design. In general, when we think about design, we don't actually think about geometry specifically. We just doodle the things that come in our mind. But if we apply geometry, and if we apply rules of architecture and modern design and classic design and so on, we can create some very unique things. And if we do it live in front of an audience, we can get a live feedback as well, which is amazing. So, for example, uh, if we would be given a task to draw a chair, yeah, you would just draw a simple chair like this. Oh, that's too much. Let's try to make things parallel. Something like so. I'm a little bit rusty today, and you would have a bit of something like so, something like so. I know it's not beautiful, but it's raw, it's unique, it's a nice draft. But then, why just leave things at this when you can just play around and make things more interesting? So maybe you could go, well, maybe not like that, maybe more like this. And then we connect it a little bit like, well, I've taught myself to work too much with the uh, what's it called? With the stabilizer. So let's just delete bits of this. So we make a sort of a futon or something like this. And maybe we want to make it, this part should be a little bit more. Oops. Well, this takes a while. I I haven't been designing in all of this time, so excuse my inexperience today. So if we do it something like this, it looks a bit more 3D-ish. And you don't have to just leave it at this. You can just go with traditional back, something like so. And then we go something like so. Make things interesting just for the fun of it. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to be ideas that you play with. And then it's far more interesting to start with something rough than something already planned or something that has already been done. Just do things your way. And thinking about it, I can apply this principle to my channel as well because I do three things on this channel. I do the art, then I do the our speeches, whatever. We have our little monologues mostly about various things in life, and then gaming. But I think all three fall in the same category because they all relate to art in one way or another. Life in general relates to art because we are artistic beings, we like to express ourselves, and every way we express ourselves is a form of art. Of course, I'm talking about constructive things, not destructive ones necessarily. And like with the design is obviously the design that we're getting. Uh, then with the speeches is just general stuff, you know. And when it comes to games, I think in, it kind of comprises everything because you have the visuals, you have the audio, then you have the lore, you have the acting, where there is acting, of course. And then you have all the code that puts it all together, and it makes this beautiful symphony that we immerse ourselves in and we get lost. And it's just, I don't know, fresh and unique to us to communicate with the artists that created that world because it has been so much thought put into it that it also attracts us into the same thought pattern, and it gives us new ideas in our mind how to invent our own universes, and uh, in a way we become better at creating games ourselves if we are inclined to do so, of course. And it all comes together in a very beautiful, I don't know, fluid motion. And if you just focus on these things, it becomes second nature. So, yeah, in design, you just have to be very raw, very direct, very living in the moment and presenting your art in the moment. And I remember there was this, I think I've talked about it in the past, but I can't remember right now. There was this Japanese designer who designs everything on the fly. He does not have references, he does not have anything. But I'm lying, he does have references, they're all in his mind. He might be a bit autistic because he has a very good memory, and he said it himself in an interview that he's creating this gallery of references in his mind by just observing the world around him. So around 10 to 15% of his life is about observing the world, just sitting there and taking it all in, and the rest of the time is spending time with the family and just designing nonstop. And he designs things just so beautifully, and so it's converging all of his designs into one canvas, and sometimes it looks like a splash of nothing, and at the end it looks like a masterpiece. And he always gets annoyed because the only thing that people ask him most of the time is like, what pen is he using? It's like, that the pen does not matter, the tool does not matter, as long as you're expressing yourself and you're putting your art on canvas. You can put it with a stone, you can scribble it, I don't know, with whatever, with a stick. As long as it looks and it feels good to you, that's the way you do it. And for this, I always appreciate art or projects in general that don't necessarily are from a specific top of the class grade. And I'll relate this to a movie that I've seen recently. It's called Deathgasm. Let me just get the. Oh, come on. I can't. It's this video. And it's an older movie. It has a lot of heart. It has a bit of gore. It's cheesy, and believe it or not, it also has romance in it. And I was surprised by this because they really worked on this project. They really put a lot of passion into it, and it really shows the acting, the like they had very little to work with. They basically shot this video in a decrepit town, in a garage, and in a few abandoned places. It was like just funny. It's a really cool movie if you want to watch it, and it's just relaxing. But the point is that the movie itself does not try to take itself too serious. It knows it's kind of a gory comedy, but it has all the good elements to make a good movie out of it as well. They just didn't have the budget, obviously. And they just went for the cheesy looks and all the demon hunting and whatever. Classic stuff. But it's beautiful. And I say it's beautiful because I see that the people who worked on it had a lot of fun. They all seem relaxed. The acting comes natural, and you can immerse into this kind of a movie because when it, you feel it's fake, it is faked because it's just made for money. But this guy really made this project to show people, hey, look, we designed some really cool art and we wanted to make a movie out of this art that we had in our mind. And it came out cool for us. Do you want to enjoy our passion as well? Do you want to share this moment? It's like yes or no. You can take it or you can leave it. But I really loved it, you know. And for this, I always encourage people around me. If you really are inclined to a project of your own, it does not necessarily have to be art. Just put all of your heart into it because people will feel it. And there was this. Mm, I don't know. He was an architect, I think, in his life, and when he retired, he started making toys, and he was making very interesting toys out of reused objects. And he said that he didn't want to sell it, but if people really want to buy it, he was selling them at a very high price. And he said that I want to sell these things at a high price because it feels like I'm giving away a baby, one of my children. And it really does feel that way when you put a lot of passion in your project and you want to give it away. It's like taking a part of you. But it's beautiful to share it with other people. And he made it kind of a museum so people can go around and see what he did. And he actively sits in the museum and shows people himself how everything works. And that's beautiful. That is art. That is how you enjoy conveying your message to, hey, this is who I am. This is what I like to do. Just come and share this moment with me. And as long as it's, I don't know, very raw and unique and passionate, you can never fail with this. No matter what you do. It can be, I don't know, you can carve something out of wood or something out of a stone, and you can still make something fantastic if you put enough time and patience into it. So persist. Do unique things. Do things that you feel that should go into that art. And the people who will appreciate it will gather around you. And it's nice to have people that you can communicate with. That's a very good medium to develop your uh, social skills in a way. And not only that, obviously, but it's a good start. Well, I hope that this rambling little video of mine was a good welcome back. And I hope you have a fantastic day and that you're all awesome and you keep staying awesome and don't forget to smile. And bye 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 bye.